Welcome back to another Motovlog Monday, and in today's video I'm going to keep it really simple. I am currently on my way up to Faro North Harley Davidson in Sunbury, Ohio to get the 1,000 mile break-in service done on my 2024 Harley Davidson Pan America Special. I went a little overzealous on the mileage. I just recently took a 700-mile trip, which is a tiny baby trip for me. But now I have 1,518 miles on the bike, which is totally fine. The bike there has been absolutely nothing wrong. It hasn't even flashed up with any weird codes or anything. So after being able to put a little over 1,000 miles on this motorcycle this month, I wanted to talk about it and give you guys my honest first impressions. Whereas I have ridden this bike before, I have not actually ever toured on this bike before, and it was only short day trips that I ever did on a Pan America. So now that this is my bike and I have experience and I have it outfitted the way I want it, I'm going to give you guys my genuine opinion. Yes, I did purchase this motorcycle. I bought it in June, I believe, and then I left the country to travel all over Europe on motorcycles. So August has really been the only time I've actually been able to enjoy the motorcycle. So these are my initial thoughts. First up, how does it tour? If you don't know, I also own a 2024 Harley Davidson Road Glide. I have a BMW R18 Bagger as well as a 2009 Harley Davidson Dyna. I have toured and done long distance on every single motorcycle I just listed. I am shocked, honestly. I'm very shocked at how well this bike does on high speed, straight interstate roads. Here in America, we have a massive interstate system, motorway system, whatever you want to call it. If you get further out west, the speed limits go up to 80 miles per hour. And so that was number one, probably the main reason why I ended up purchasing this motorcycle, is because of the high-speed highway capabilities. So now that I have done a good couple hundred miles on the highways, I am pretty impressed to say that I think this bike tours just as good, if not better, than my Road Glide, which I never ever in my wildest dreams thought that I would actually admit that or even think that, because I didn't think you could get any better than a touring bike. And this bike absolutely blew me out of the water. The one things I would absolutely change about this bike to make it even better, I would add some highway pegs, put my feet out like that. My hamstrings did get pretty tight sitting like this the whole time. And I would put some risers on the handlebars so I could be up a little bit higher like this. Other than that, it absolutely has amazing wind deflection. It crushes the miles, and the gas tank, the fuel range seems to last forever, honestly. So all of that being said, I'm actually very, very impressed and shocked at how well this bike tours. So that was definitely something I was hoping for, but I didn't actually think it would be possible. So I did just spend a full weekend riding some beautiful, stunning, twisty roads in West Virginia. If you haven't checked out that video, I do have it posted right before this one. You should go watch it. I went motorcycle camping in Seneca Rocks, West Virginia, and that was our very first trip on the Pan Am. So it did take me a little while to get acclimated to how this bike wants to do twisties. It's completely different from any traditional cruiser I have ridden. The bike has a much higher center of gravity. The bike is much taller in general. So leaning into some of those corners was a bit nerve-wracking the very first time I started doing it. And it feels like the bike wants to dive, if that makes any sense. So if I barely turn my head, the bike automatically turns with me. And I mean, that's a general rule of thumb for any motorcyclist, but the bike seems extra attentive to the tiniest flick of the wrist on the handlebars and stuff. So being smooth and classy in some of those corners was a little difficult for me, but after about 100 miles that day and thousands of twisties, I finally started getting used to the bike. And after setting up my rider profile, which I'll talk about here in a minute, it came so naturally at the end of the day, and I fell in love with how this bike actually handles on some more technical roads. So I just mentioned the rider profile. This is a very technologically advanced motorcycle, and with the electric throttle, it took some getting used to, even though almost all of my bikes are electric throttle now. But this bike has some pretty ingenious rider mode presets. So I actually have a custom rider mode set up. You can see there it says A, which is rider mode A. and it allows you to essentially copy the presets from the standard mode. So I just copied road mode. I have not ridden this bike in sport mode. It is a monster. It is a monster. The day will come when I do feel confident enough on this bike to ride it in sport mode, but right now we're still learning. The only thing I did to this preset was I added more engine braking. I will say my husband rode this bike, not this one specifically, but the 2024 Harley Davidson in the Swiss Alps, and that was before we knew that you could add engine braking to it. So he was a bit uncomfortable in some of those mountain passes and switchbacks because the bike just had a really hard time slowing down on its own. You had to use a lot of brakes. So now that I know that engine braking is an addition, I bumped it up to the medium setting, and it really, like, I let go of the throttle and it quickly decelerates. I do very much enjoy adding the engine braking, and so that's really all I've done to my rider profile, and it honestly has changed the way I ride this motorcycle and my confidence. Some of the things I have noticed about the bike, which is just, I feel like, a very common thing in any newer motorcycle in general, when you very first start it up and it's a cold start, I personally have to let the bike warm up a while. Otherwise, you're going to embarrass yourself. You're going to stall out in front of people. And it's just because it's a cold throttle, it's a cold motor, and it wants to be lurchy and jerky and awkward. So that is something that I learned very quickly, that you really do need to give the bike a little bit of warm up time, maybe like a minute or two. Just let all the fluid cycle through, and then you'll be good to ride, just as smooth as anything. But that was something that I was like, oops, I stalled, and I thought it was me, and then I realized it's everyone. Every single person that rides a Pan America cold probably stalls their bike unless you're really used to that throttle. With the digital screen, I absolutely love that I can see everything. I can see everything on this screen right now. I can see the outside temperature, the oil temperature, the voltage. I can see my range, all of my trips, everything. I love having visibility to what my motorcycle is doing. And about 10 years ago, that would have never been a care in the world. All I needed to see was my fuel range and my speed. But now I love feeling like I have a little cockpit. I feel like I know exactly what's going on at all times, and it makes me feel like a true navigator, if that makes any sense. Like, I always know which direction I'm going. I always know the time, the speed, everything. And I really, really like that. So if you're into digital dashes like this, I truly love the way this one is set up, and I use it every single day, every single time I ride. I also love that it has a giant tachometer. It really bothers me when I cannot see the RPMs of my motorcycles. I don't know why. I guess that comes back from early driving days when I'm very in tune with my vehicle, but I do absolutely love having a huge tach. Some things that I still plan on changing on this bike. Like I mentioned in my install video, I have all of the bags and the crash protection, engine protection, stuff like that. 10 out of 10 recommend. These bags have changed my life on this motorcycle, being able to actually carry stuff and pack. And I think they personally look amazing. But, oh my God, this is the biggest but. I absolutely despise, and I have no idea whose idea this was in production, but dude, having to physically unlock the bag every single time you want to get in and out of it. You can't even shut the bag without physically unlocking it and locking it. That is the dumbest thing. I actually told my husband when we were installing the bags on the top case, I'm like, don't even put the lock on it, dude. I need at least one bag that I can just get in and out of quickly without fighting and fishing for my key. So that is, we even tried to change the locks. We tried to order custom locks from Amazon or something, and they didn't fit. And so I'm this close to just completely taking the locks out of the latching mechanisms altogether, because it is, dude, I see red. Every single time I need to get in my bag, I see red. It's so infuriating. But other than that, the bags have been amazing. They are a perfect size. I fit all of my camping gear in them. I fit huge cases of beer, firewood, all of it. It's bags of ice, my cooler. Like, they're awesome. I know what you are going to say. If I take this bike off-road, I need to take the hard backs off the side. That is I'm aware. I don't plan on taking this bike off-road, like off-road, gravel road, sure. Off-road, probably not anytime soon without some more proper training, but I do think I might invest in a pair of soft bags in the future for when I do want to do more long-distance off-road and camping and stuff. But that being said, I absolutely adore the bags and I don't want to take them off. As for the everything else that we've done, haven't really done too much. I do plan on getting some updated what's it called, foot protection, like foot pegs and stuff like that. I want to get my highway pegs on. I did actually just order a set of highway pegs. They didn't work at all. $200 highway pegs, and they immediately rotated as soon as you put your feet on them. So I'm gonna have to do some research on which highway pegs. If you guys have any recommendations, please leave a comment down below, because there's a lot of parts for this bike, but I just feel like not everything has been fine-tuned yet. Oh, did I just hit that butterfly? So that's definitely coming, and I do have a new exhaust coming. If you haven't watched my previous Motovlog Monday, I'm going to be in I'm going to be in Rogers, Arkansas for the Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. I will be having a meet and greet at the Jekyll and Hyde, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde exhaust booth located at Pig Trail Harley Davidson in Rogers. So Saturday, I'll just put up the details. I also have the link to the official Facebook event down below, but I'm actually going to be getting a new exhaust installed on my motorcycle that day. And if you want to come meet me or see the installation process, see the exhaust, see why I love them so much, please stop by. I'll have some stickers, and hopefully we get to just hang out in beautiful Arkansas. I can't wait to go back down. And I'm taking this bike, so I'm very excited to take another road trip on her. It'll be a little over 2,000-mile road trip, which is perfect in my books. But yeah, I gotta get some highway pegs on this girl. Other than that, my only other complaints about this motorcycle are very superficial and things that have to do with being a YouTuber. So this thing right here, why is it this direction? Go that way. Go, get out of my way. I like putting my phone on this side. And this is so in the way, I can't really put cameras or anything on these handlebars. It's so tight. So I might have to look into see if I can rotate that without bending the hose too much. But yeah, that thing is in the way. I absolutely hate it, and it's massive. And then what else? I feel like there was something else that was a little finicky. What was it? I don't know. I guess that's a good thing. I can't really remember. All in all, dude, I've really been blown away with this motorcycle. I've really been blown away. I thought for sure that it would just be like my fun little weekend bike or my fun little dirt bike and stuff like that. But after 1,500 miles, it kind of scares me, because I'm thinking this might be my daily. This might be my daily ride. I'm really in love with this bike. I'm in love with the ergonomics. I'm in love with the look of it. I'm in love with the capabilities of it. And I just think it's perfect. I really haven't even gotten into the nitty gritty of what this thing can do and the presets that you can do. Like, I don't even have my phone hooked up to it. You can hook up your phone and put navigation on the screen through the Harley Davidson app. And I don't even do that because I like having my phone up here so I can see everything I need to see. This does not have Apple CarPlay, but I like being able to adjust my music. I like being able to get on Google Maps and change things on the fly or search for fuel. And it's just something that I can't compromise when I'm traveling solo. So I like having my phone up there, which is why I wish I could move this. I love that it comes standard with adjustable levers. The heated grips absolutely kick ass. Cruise control is very intuitive and nice to use. All of the buttons feel like they're in the perfect location, and I'm really just obsessed with it, man. So if you're thinking about taking this bike for a test ride, I highly encourage you to do it. I feel like a lot of people are getting tired of the big, bulky, heavy cruisers. I've actually seen a lot of your comments online talking about how you are probably going to trade in your like Electra Glide and stuff like that. And if you don't plan on riding 2-up, you absolutely can ride 2-up on this thing. But I have also known people personally who their partners did not enjoy riding 2-up on this bike. And I totally get it, dude. This thing is tall. It is massive. It's hard to get up on as a passenger. So if you do a lot of 2-up riding, maybe stick with your more traditional touring bike, but I want you to go take this thing out for a test ride. It is by far the fastest Harley Davidson I've ever ridden, and it's just incredible. I'm in love. Not sponsored. I bought this bike with my own money. I am not being paid to say this. Harley, I think Harley watches my videos. I hope so. Hi, Harley. I love this bike, and I knew from the day I very first test rode this bike that I would eventually own one, and I didn't think that I would actually love it even more than just the whimsical dream that I had back in 2021 when I first test rode it. So find a local dealer, see if they'll let you take it out for a test ride, and let me know what you think, because I don't know. I'm in love. I really love all kinds of motorcycles. I love the way this one looks, and I'm very proud of this bike, and I'm so happy that I have it in my personal collection. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this quick little Motovlog Monday. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment down below. I will do my best to answer them. I want you to really understand that this is organic, this is honest. I really, I'll tell you everything I have ever experienced on this bike and will ever experience if I have the experience. So I hope you guys subscribe to the channel. I post new videos every single week. Every single Monday, look for motovlogs like this one. And then every single Thursday, we're doing something a little more fun on two wheels. So if you haven't done so yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I'm getting so close to 200,000 subscribers, and I would love to see that happen before I die. So thank you so much for watching. And until my next one, you be good, ride motorcycles, and I'll see you later.